So coming into your Sukhasana, feeling those stable sit bones underneath you, giving you that opportunity to lengthen up through the spine. Allow your shoulders to take a nice big roll so they can press away from the ears. So you've got lots of open space in the lungs, lots of length in the neck, in the throat. So the crown of your head reaching for the sky while the sits bones of your pelvis are reaching through the ground. And we'll start with those 3 big sighs, breathing in and letting it out. 2 more. And letting that settle into the calming breath, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through a small space between the lips. And again, you might feel comfortable shaking the head and letting the chin tuck. And as you inhale, bringing that back up. That's not necessary for this breath, but you might find it very soothing. And then coming right into the diaphragmatic breath. And this breath, when we do it this way, it's just a little bit exaggerated. And if it feels good to you to put a hand on your heart and a hand on your tummy so that you can kind of feel the exaggeration of the breath, it's very calming to the nervous system to every once in a while, just kind of overdo it, to exaggerate it. So if you can envision yourself breathing in through heart center, and letting that breath just pour down into you and fill up your tummy and relax the space between the sits bones. And then as you exhale, gather up all of that breath that you brought in and just find all of that energy and strength inside of it. Boom, bring it right to the center before you press it back out. And for our 4th part of breath and pranayama, we're actually going to come back to our bees breath today. Bees breath is very calming for the nervous system, and it's going to be complementary to a couple of the poses that we're going to do today in class to also kind of help like turn on the soothing portion of your nervous system. So together we can reach our arms up, and as you exhale, bring your lotus hands down to heart center. Remember, with the bees breath, you just take a nice, full, abundant inhale. And as you exhale, you're just going to kind of tuck into your lotus flower, just like a bee wanting to get some of that pollen. And as you do so, you're going to hum. And humming is enough, but you might put in that trying to say Om without opening your mouth. And you're going to get the vibration potentially between the lips, but a lot of that vibration right in the throat. So we'll just go through that a few rounds together, breathing in. Mm. 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 And letting your hands come down to your knees or your body. Just come back into that diaphragmatic breathing. And I'm going to share from our Wild Wisdom Companion book. And it really kind of buffers up against the solstice day. But I know for many of us, that time around the date of the solstice is really busy and really full and full of a lot of people and full of a lot of external distraction. And so bringing what Maya has to say a little bit later, a little after all of those holidays have passed, I find um, is a little more authentic for me. So just kind of finding that space for yourself. Once upon a time, there was a door, and in the door was a window. The window was small and decorated with a tiny grid of metal bars styled like rose vines. On the night of the winter solstice, the moon would come to the door, put her eye up to the window, and peer inside. The moon's brightness would fill the interior, lighting spaces that are usually hidden. The moon reminds you to turn inward and explore the nooks and crannies of your heart and soul. This is a moment to let the noise of the outer world fall away and be only with yourself. Perhaps you've forgotten how. Perhaps you've spent so much time living outside your skin that the interior spaces feel odd or dusty. The moon soothes. Let there be light within you. This is the time to come to know yourself without judgment and without purpose. This is a time to curl into the cocoon of your own being. And I love that so much. There's that beautiful line of be curious, not judgmental, right? But not only are we coming into the space that is us without judgment, but without purpose. There's no agenda other than to be and to be present, right? So we're going to continue with our seat right here. And in this space, we're going to come right up into our eyes. So taking your hands, I like to start with my ring finger. I'm going to get a little bit closer. I like to start with my ring finger so I don't put too much pressure and then layer in more fingers as I go. But starting with the thumbs can just kind of rest on your cheekbones, taking your center fingers to the eyebrows, and you're going to go up towards third eye center, sweep across your forehead, down the temples, under the eyes. You're kind of going to feel the cheekbones here, up the bridge of your nose, and then back around. And once you kind of get that rhythm, we've done this before, you can start to add in more fingers. So you can bring that pinky finger in. If you like a little more pressure, you can definitely bring in all of your fingers if you like. I kind of like just the stretch of those two fingers working around. Try to keep your breath steady, your jaw and your throat and your neck and your shoulders all kind of relaxed. And just press into this movement here. Let's take this about 3 more times through. And then slide your hands down your face. And you can kind of leave maybe the pinky and the ring finger now like right below the jawbone. And take your index and your thumb, just like you're making that mudra of unification. And my headphones in, so I'm not going to be able to show you this very well, but you're basically going to stick your index finger, just like if you were wearing headphones like me, where that headphone is, and then place your thumb right behind it. So you're kind of pinching in the ear. You don't have to go into the ear canal. You're just on that outside part, right where the headphones would be. And then I want you to just kind of roll your ears forward, so 5 times, and then backwards. And then do that again 5 times, rolling forward. Nice even breaths, and 5 times rolling backwards. And then you're going to release, and then lift your chin up, and just kind of brush down your throat. I like to spread my fingers. And when I do this, so I get a lot of surface. I'm going to bring the thumb down to the collarbone area. And then you're going to come down to the chest. And then I want you to just start to, you can do either make fist and monkey pound, or you can keep the fingertips and you can just tap all the way through. And you can tap up to the shoulders, up through the neck to the cranium and back down, or you can just stay on the chest. And if you're comfortable, you can bring that humming back in. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And as you finish that exhale, inhale and sweep your arms up. And as you exhale, cross your arms over one another. Remember which one is in front. Bring them down to your knees and let your body just round down, coming into a seated forward fold. And once you get here, press your shoulders away from your ears and kind of push your elbows closer to the ground. So opposite hand, opposite shoulder. Chin is gently tucked. You're looking down. Press the shoulders away from the ears and press your elbows towards the ground. Take a full breath. Remember which arm is in front. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And as you exhale, come back down again, crossing the other arm in front. Opposite hand to opposite knee. Round through the spine, lower the gaze down. Press the ears, the shoulders away from the ears like they're sliding down your back. And press the elbows towards your shins. Full breath in and out. And we're going to take that to each side one more time. Inhale, reaching up. As you exhale, cross the opposite arm. Come down, round, shoulders, elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Notice which arm is in front so you remember what to switch. Coming all the way up. Crossing opposite arm, coming down, round, shoulders, elbows, breath. Inhale, coming all the way up. And this time, let your hands come down behind you. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Do that little temper tantrum, nice wide shoulders, long, strong arms. Count the backs of your legs down. And again, optionally, you might be shaking your head. Just go ahead and just kind of throw a little bit. Okay, from here, flex your feet and come into Dandasana. Long spine, long legs. You can kind of hip walk. If you're still sitting on something, this would be a good time to just slip it out unless it's thin, and then you're welcome to hang on to it. Okay, so from this space, keeping your hands down on the ground, shoulders are wide. Breathe in and lift your chin up. And again, if you like to do a lot of stuff with your face, you can open your jaw here and just really create a lot of openness through the mouth and the throat, but you don't have to. Again, that's just an option. Now, as you exhale, return your head to normal. Bend your left knee, drag the heel up your mat to you, and lower your chin down to your collarbone. As you inhale, you're going to simultaneously lengthen the leg out, lift your spine back to neutral, and then roll the shoulders and lift your chin. And as you exhale, you're going to lower the chin, bend the opposite knee, drag the heel up, and just kind of tuck in. This should feel a lot like Pavana Muktasana, just in case you're like, am I doing this right? So as you inhale, leg goes long, spine goes long, chin lifts, shoulders wide, optionally opening the mouth. And as you exhale, bending the opposite knee, dragging the heel up, tucking your connection to your collarbone, pressing it back out. We're going to do we're going to finish this repetition that we're in and do one more. So moving through your right side. And then we'll take it to the left side to bring us into our next movement. So as you exhale, lowering the chin, bringing the left knee up, leave that knee exactly where it is, but lengthen your head up. Let's open and close the knee a couple of times. So lower your bent knee down, lift it back up. Here's that chicken wing move that we normally do on our back. Lower the knee down and lift it up. And as you bring it down this next time, leave it where it is. Make any of those micro adjustments that you might need to make at this point as you're in your setup pose for Janu. Let's come right into that therapeutic movement. So bend your right knee just a little bit, keeping your right foot gently flexed. You don't want it to kind of freak out, so just gently flex here. And as you inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, lean over the thigh, bring your hands down. Now remember, you can keep the pressure on the thigh. That's good for the internal organs and the digestion. But if it just makes you feel too not spacious enough, give yourself a moment and adjust. Bring your torso to the inside of your thigh and feel how that frees up space in your back and your shoulders. So whichever you prefer today. Hands on opposite side of the ankle. As you inhale, drag your hands up the sides of the shin. As you get to the top, same movement, really. You're just drawing the shoulders down, lifting your chin up. And as you exhale, you're starting with the front of the spine. The hands go down, and then you end with the chin lowering towards the collarbone. Let's do that 2 more times. Draw up. The slower your breath is, the more time you have for the full movement. So really commit to a nice long breath. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. And this time as you exhale down, don't tuck your chin. So stay kind of long through the shoulders and the neck. Bring the back of your right hand to the inside of your right foot, palm to palm. As you inhale, sweep open. And as you exhale, bring the hand back. If you ever feel your foot cramping here, you can just kind of relax it and then bring it back up or wiggle your toes. Sweep open and bring the palm back. One more time here. And bring your palm back. Come all the way up, lean back into your hands. Extend your legs out, relax your feet. So you might just kind of wag your feet around, or you might come back into that thump. And again, you might shake your head. Just kind of really go for it. As adults, we don't really get to pitch a fit very often. And sometimes it just feels really dang good. And come back to Dandasana, nice and long through the spine and the legs. As you inhale, lift your chin, roll the shoulders. As you exhale, bending your right knee, drawing the foot up, tucking your chin down, and then leave your right knee where it is as you lift your gaze up. So the little chicken wing movement here, let the knee float down and draw it back up and let it float down and draw it back up. Let it float down. Let it stay there as you kind of adjust your seat, adjust your posture. Remember, this is one of those things that oftentimes your left hip will probably be naturally forward. You're not very square. So you almost have to like hip walk the left hip back and then kind of adjust and lift through the lumbar spine so it doesn't feel too tight. So once you've figured out your hips, put the bend in your left knee, leave the left foot slightly flexed. Inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, coming down. Decide if you're having that pressure or if you're alleviating that pressure. And then once you're there, start moving with the breath. The inhale brings you up towards the knee, opens up the heart and the throat. the jaw, the third eye. And as you exhale and roll back down, notice how it's the back of your body now that's opening. As you inhale and unfurl your way up, you're letting the front of your body bloom. And as you curl and tuck back in, even though you're tucking in, you're really letting the back of your body bloom. Inhaling up. And this time as you go down, don't let the head come down. Stay really open through the shoulders, neck, and head. Back of the left hand to the inside of the left foot, palm to palm. Inhale, reaching open. And exhale, hand comes down. Take that 2 more times. And hand comes down. Rise up one more time. Lean back into your hands. Relax your feet. Stretch the legs out. Again, you can just wag the feet around or roll, or you can just really thumb through your body. And then as you're ready, we'll roll over to hands and knees. And we are going to be on hands and knees for a little bit of a flow. So if you've got something or you like to fold your mat over or slide a blanket under your knees, make sure you make the time to grab your prop. Okay, so we're going to take a little kneeling or hand to knee flow that we've done before, but we're going to layer in one more little aspect to it. So it will work on our balance a little bit. So just kind of keeping that in mind, that you want to really stay awake behind your belly button. That will help your balance. And whenever you exhale, kind of thinking about engaging the perineum, that'll keep you more stable as well. So from where you are on hands and fours, you might just start with that little Komodo dragon wiggle. Make sure you feel kind of loose and juicy here through the body. Reminding ourselves that this practice that we're doing is really for our well-being. There's no need to be precise or strict. Our bodies were meant to move and to be playful. So just kind of find that nice soothing movement. Take another breath. And stabilizing at all fours. Take an inhale to feel the length of your spine. And as you exhale, lift your left hand and your right knee to just hover off your mat. This is going to right away let you know if you have activated your core. And as you inhale, stretch the arm and the leg away from you. Now, as you exhale, bring them to their sides with a bend. So you're going to bend your elbow and bend your knee, bringing them to their sides of their body. And then inhale, stretch long. Now, as you exhale, bend your left elbow and place your left hand on your right shoulder, and then bend your right knee. You can stay right here or you can lift it. It's really up to you. And then you'll stretch long, curl under your body. As you inhale, step your palm and your knee down. And now as you exhale, press back towards child's pose. Give your hands an opportunity to wiggle and stretch. And then you're going to round back up through cat pose to come back to all fours. You're just going to kind of round your way up. And then inhale, stabilize at center. As you exhale, lift your right hand and your left knee to just hover above your mat. Engage what you need to engage. And then as you inhale, stretch. As you exhale, bend, coming to the same sides. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend your right elbow, bring it to your left shoulder, bend your left knee, and just stay right here or optionally lift. And then as you inhale, stretch. And as you exhale, bring the palm and the hand down, press back towards child's pose. Give your hands that little opportunity to do something else. And then as you exhale, you'll exhale up by rounding up into cat and inhaling into center. So that's our flow. Ready? Exhale, left hand, right knee, hover. Inhale, press out. Exhale, bending to the sides. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend elbow, hand to opposite knee, bend or shoulder, bend your knee, maybe lift. Inhale out. And I think I forgot this one on the second side. Curl under. Now let's inhale and place the palm and the knee down. Exhale, rock back. That feels better. There's more time. Again, give yourself a breath for your hands. And then the next time you exhale, round your way up. And inhale, coming into that long, stable spine. Exhale, right hand, left knee, hover. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend to the sides. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bending elbow and knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull under your body. Inhale, plant the hand and the knee down. Exhale, working back towards that child's pose. That's not a full release into it. Just one full breath for the hands. And then the new exhale rounds you back up. Inhaling at center. One more time each side. As you exhale, left hand, right knee, hover. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend and pull. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the elbow, hand to shoulder, bend the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull under. Inhale, plant palm and knee down. Exhale, back to child's pose. Breathe. Exhale, rounding up. Lifting after you inhale, exhaling to lift the right hand, left knee. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend to side. Inhale, stretch. Bend elbow, hand to opposite shoulder, bend knee, maybe lift. Inhale, stretch. Pull under. Plant down and curl back. So we're going to revisit this to layer in one more movement before we change our position. So as you exhale, rounding through cat, coming right back up. Let's start the same way. So from where you are, inhale. As you exhale, lift the left hand and the right knee. Inhale, reach long. Now, just go ahead and right here, bend your elbow and place your hand over on your right shoulder, bend your knee. You can lift, you can stay right here, or you can swim your arm around to find your foot or your pant leg, and then maybe lift. One more breath. And then release. Bring the knee and the hand down. Take a cat-cow. And as you come back to neutral, lift the right hand and the left knee. Breathe in to find that length. As you exhale, bring opposite hand to opposite shoulder, bend your knee. You can stay right here. You could even lift just like this. You can kind of pulse, or you can swim your arm around to find your foot and then come into that bow variation. And releasing, knee and hand down. Climb on up to standing on your knees. And from this place right here, layer your arms at your low back. So you know where you have that little concave curve. Just going to kind of rest the forearm right above your hip. And then don't sit down all the way, but pretend like you're going to sit down. So just sit down part way. And then roll your shoulders down and lift your chin up. Again, if you like to open the mouth, this is a good space. If you don't want to open your mouth, but you still want to feel spacious, push the tip of your tongue up into the roof of your mouth and create a lot of space between the upper and lower teeth. And then come up into a straight spine. So tucking the tailbone just the tiniest bit, and step your left foot forward. Good. So just start with your 90-degree angles And we'll just kind of row our boat. We're not going to move our foot like we normally do. We're going to stay nice and steady right here at center. Feel the foot pushing down, feel the knee pushing down, feel the core engage, and just sweep the arms down to one side. Bring them back up. Sweep down to the other side. Bring them back up. Bring your hands together at heart center, and let's do a closed twist. So point your fingertips forward, reach your hands forward, and then let your left hand open. We'll do that 2 more times. Bring it back to center. Let your left hand open. Slide the shoulder blades down your back. Bring it back to center. 1 more time. Back to center. And then bring your hands to your thigh. Scooch your toes forward, and you'll lean in and draw back to neutral. Lean in, draw back to neutral. 1 more. And draw back to neutral. As you're drawing back this time, slide your foot back, bring the knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, settle into either child's pose or rabbit pose. If you're really feeling like you want a little bit more along the third eye, the hairline, or the crown of your head, rabbit is a really good option here. Otherwise, just kind of sink into a version of child's pose that you love, and we'll take 3 more breaths. If you took rabbit as a variation, please come back to just child's pose for another breath. And then from child's pose, coming to hero's pose. So you're just kind of sitting back. I know many of us don't love this pose, but give it a moment so your equilibrium can catch up before you stand on your knees. And then rise to stand on your knees. And we'll go through this side the same exact way. So you're going to take the forearms just above the pelvis in that little swoop of your lumbar curve. And then you're going to almost sit, just kind of push your bum back, and then roll the shoulders down your back. Lift your chin, lift your eyes. Again, you might let the jaw open, or you could push the tip of your tongue against the roof of your mouth and create space that way. And then rise up to neutral, release your hands, and this time stepping your right foot forward. And remember, both legs are in 90-degree angles. You should feel very sturdy and stable. Shouldn't have any need to scrunch your toes, so you can kind of lift them and fan out and really feel the fullness of the foot. And then really press down. Just give it just a little extra trying to connect to the ground. And then feel the back knee kind of doing the same thing. Just kind of, it's not pushing to create pain or pressure. It's just pushing to connect down to the earth through your mat. Arms down by your side. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, sweeping to each side. Each side 1 more time. Bringing your hands to your thighs, scooching your toes forward, and lean in and draw back. And lean in and draw back. As you lean forward, make sure the shoulders are pressing down. You can throw the chin out there too if you want to. And lean back. And let's draw the foot back. Bring the knee down. We're going to come right into downward facing dog. As we get into downward facing dog, I'm going to give you the same kind of choose your own adventure. So bringing the hands down, tucking your toes, lifting your knees. So you can hold static and steady and just let your breath be your mover. You can kind of pedal, alternate, push through your knees. But if you want to continue with kind of opening the hips a little bit. You can also extend one leg up, and then just like we did, you can bend your knee. Lots of options. If you're here, you can stay still. You can pulse, just like the option was. You can also open and close. So just taking a couple more breaths on this side. And if you're in a full downward facing dog, when we switch sides, you can let your body come down and take an opposite pose in child's pose. And even if you are switching sides and you need to give your hands a little bit of a rest, you can lower the knees, flip your palms, curl. And whenever you're ready to change sides, just come right into it again. You might be holding static and steady, letting your breath be your movement. You might be pedaling. You might lift. You might stay right there. You might bend and extend, or you might stay bent and lift, or you might roll open, a little fire hydrant variation of downward facing dog. And eventually both feet are down. Downward facing dog is where you are. And eyes to hands. Step your feet one step forward. Bring the hands towards the feet. And then right here, while you're in a bent knee forward fold, once again, rest your forearms right above your hips and your low back. Keep the bend in your knee like you do for chair pose. But start to lift your heart. You're going to feel that swoop come in. That swoop is something that I usually ask you to get rid of. Keep it. Keep it right now. Lower the shoulders down. Lift your chin up. 2 full breaths right here. Now release your hands. Take away that tilt. Tuck your tail a little bit. We'll come right into our little side bend movement. So inhale, coming up. Exhale, come down to one side like a willow tree. Inhale up through center. Exhaling to the other side. Inhale up through center. Come down into chair pose. Inhale, press right back up. Exhale to one side. Remember to press down through the heel of the long side of your body. Inhale through center. Exhaling to the other side. Pressing down through that long side of your body. Inhaling through center. Exhaling down to chair. Let's do that again to each side. Rising up as you inhale. Over to one side. All the way up to center. Over to the other side. All the way up to center. And last time back down into chair. Pause in chair. See if you can tuck your tail just a little bit more. Shoulders down. And inhale, rise up. Open your feet. Come right into monkey drum. So remember, a monkey drum, your arms should really be whacking you in the sides. It's very intentional. The arms are hitting you here. It, again, is stimulating kind of strangely enough, a little bit of a soothing response through the nervous system. So don't be shy about really letting the arms drum on your torso. Slowing your momentum. If you haven't grabbed a drink of your hydrating liquid, it is a good time. And then we'll come right into our familiar flow of Brahma Dandasana. And this is one I know that we know really, really well. So as you let the familiarity of the vinyasa kind of flow through, I want you to think kind of about this idea that during this dark time of year, it's not actually as dark as we think. We've got that beautiful moon. We've got the stars. The clouds fill up with light during the day. But we also have this beautiful light inside of us. And it's absolutely okay to sometimes just let that be a nightlight, right? Like a little soft dimmer switch, so that you can simply be quietly awake in a space of rest, in a space of contemplation, in a space of pondering, in a space without judgment, in a space without actually having a purpose other than to simply be. Think about what it's been like through your life when you find a new little pocket of yourself. The stone Larimar really invites us to consider the mask that we wear to help other people feel more comfortable with the motivation of our own personal emotions. And Larimar kind of invites you to kind of slip beneath your own mask and to take a little journey into the fire of the emotional part of yourself that would ignite your motivation through your own personal passion, right? And so to do that, it needs fire, it needs that light. And so Larimar can kind of represent this for us, like when we just can be quiet enough, take a little bit of time for us, take off the mask that we wear because it makes us feel comfortable with other people, but it also makes other people feel comfortable. What does that fire say? What emotion do you have that is motivating you to work for something that you might not have even realized you were authentically passionate about? Musa Brahma Dandasan twice more. And all the way up. When you come all the way up this last time, bring your feet back together. And we're going to move into forward fold and standing back bend. They don't have to be crazy. They don't have to be big. They don't have to make you dizzy. We're just going to move through them in a really mindful way, utilizing the knees here. So finding a nice neutral position. Front of the body is not borrowing from the back. Back's not borrowing from the front. Left and right are not borrowing from each other. As neutral as you can be. Check in with your knees. Make sure that you're nice and juicy in the knees here. Feel the heels. Feel the spread of the toes. Inhale and reach your arms up. And now as you exhale, start with bending your knees. Start with bending your knees. And then when you feel the angle starting to happen in your spine, then let the tummy press against your thighs. Then let your thoracic spine round. And then let your chin begin to tuck. And now as you inhale, you're going to just slowly start to lift your hips up. Glide your fingertips up, coming right into Ardha Uttanasana. And then you're nice and long here. This is basically Dandasana, standing. From here, keep the spine long. Bend your knees. Here you are basically in chair. And from this strong space of chair, press through your heels. Reach your arms to the sky. Keep your knees juicy. And with your knees juicy, just like we've been doing, lift your gaze so that the chin lifts away from the collarbone. Let your hands lift, but your shoulders slide down your back. And then if your knees are juicy, your pelvis is going to rock a little bit forward, which will help you feel more supple through the spine. And then come back to neutral, steady and straight, gaze straight ahead. Bend your knees. When you start to feel that little pop in that lumbar spine, bring the tummy to the thighs, round the thoracic spine, look down at the ground. We're going to do that 2 more times. And if you feel like you want to move more slow or skip it, you sure can. Start to lift the hips, drag your fingers up your shins, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, essentially coming into chair. Start to reach your arms up, press through your heels. You're straight and long. Your knees are juicy. Lift your chin, lift your gaze. Slide the shoulder blades down your back. Your hands have to be a little bit wider here. And then if your knees are soft, you can let the pelvis move a little more forward. And then gently bring your body back to neutral, down into chair. When you feel that little pelvis pop, tummy to thighs, round down. Again, we're going to do this 1 more time, but if 2 was enough for you, that's all right. Start to lift the hips, lengthening the legs as you drag up towards the knees. Shoulders back, chin can go forward. Bend your knees. Reach your arms up, press into your heels. Keep the knees nice and awake. Get up to the top. Lift your chin, lift your gaze, slide the shoulders down, and then maybe press that pelvis forward just a little. Back to neutral. We're going to come all the way down. Bend your knees, thighs, and tummy come together. Right here, come onto the toes. Bring your shins down. Cross ankle over ankle. Come over to your seat. Good. So once you're in your seat, before we come back down to our mat, I want us to repeat the sequence that we did around the eyes, the ears, the throat, and the heart. So starting, I'll get close to you again, starting with the ring finger. So the thumbs are on your cheekbones, ring finger at the brows, sweep up, out, down, back. When it's comfortable to layer in another finger, take that opportunity. Let your thumbs put just a little bit of pressure on or under the cheekbone. How's your breath here? Don't get so distracted by what you're doing with your fingers that you forget the fullness of the breath. That's important. 2 more times around the eyes. And then coming down, you're going to put your fingers like they're headphones right into the ears. You're going to pinch the thumb behind that. Okay, you can let the fingers rest on the cheekbones here. And again, you're going to roll forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Slide down the throat. Slow breaths. Sliding down to the heart. And again, you can monkey pound or you can finger pound and feel comfortable humming if you'd like to. And let that just kind of come all the way down and come all the way down onto your back, drawing your knees in as you go down, hugging them in, rocking from side to side. Take that again. It should feel soothing. It should feel playful. And then keeping your right knee bent, bring your right foot flat on your mat, cross your left ankle over. Do the little chicken wing here. You're kind of moving in and out of figure four. And as you push the knee away from you, keep it away from you. Lift your right foot off your mat, holding your right thigh. And you can kind of bend your elbows to bring the legs close to you. And then lengthen your arms to create more space. Do that one more time. And then moving right into Pavana Muktasana with a twist. So bringing your right foot back down, uncrossing your left ankle, wrap your hands around your left knee and lengthen your right leg out. Inhale, pull the thigh to press against the tummy. Press your shoulders into your mat. Exhale, curl up, tucking your chin. Curl down, untucking your chin and widening your shoulders and softening the hold on your knee. So that one more time. As you soften the hold on your knee, first open it to its side. So let the knee open to the left. Hold it. And then cross through center. Relax your right leg and come into your twist. Hopefully it's a good twist after all of that fun stuff that we just did. Making those little micro adjustments that work really well for you. And when you ease back to center, we're just going to start from the top. Pull both of your knees in, hands to the knees. You're going to rock around until your spine feels long and centered. The space between the pelvis and the shoulders feel balanced. And then this time, placing your left foot flat on your mat, crossing your right ankle over. Let the knee open and close. And the next time the knee presses away from you, leave it pressed away. Lift your left foot off your mat, hands to your left thigh. And again, you can bend the elbows, pull the legs into you. Feel that stretch. You might stretch your toes here and then lengthen the arms to soften the stretch. And then do it again. Bringing the foot back down, uncrossing the ankle from the knee, bringing your hands to your right knee and stretching the left leg out. 2 rounds of Pavana Muktasana. Inhale, squeeze the thigh and the tummy together, but press the shoulders into your mat. Curl up, tucking your chin in. Curl back down, untucking the chin and softening the hold on your knee. One more of those. Thigh and tummy squish. Shoulders are wide. Curl up, curl down. And as you soften your leg, let the right knee open to the right for a moment. And then as you bring the knee to center, relax your left leg before taking your bent right knee across your body. And again, give yourself a moment to find the depth of your final twist. Those little tiny micro adjustments that are just yours. And working your way back to center. Start with the hugging of the knees in just so you can recenter your body. And then when you are ready for Shavasana, stretch out however you're taking it today. You might starfish, stretch out, and just really take up your space. You might curl up on your side and kind of roll and cocoon in. You might roll on your tummy and bend your knees and just kind of let them sway like you're a child on a summer day listening to the buzz of the bees. That'll help alleviate any pressure that you might have accumulated in your back. Or you might simply come back up to seated. Once you are in the space that you have chosen, feel the fullness of your breath. How when you invite the breath in, it does the same thing that the moonlight wants to do. It wants to explore all that nooks and crannies. It doesn't want any part of you to be foreign to it. It wants to be fully connected. It wants to feel kind of consumed by you. So just kind of feel your breath. Once upon a time, there was a door. And in this door was a window. The window was small and decorated with a tiny grid of metal bars that were styled like rose vines. On a night like the winter solstice, the moon would come to that door, put her eye up to the window, and peer inside. The moon's brightness would fill the interior, lighting spaces usually hidden. The moon reminds us to turn inside and explore the nooks and crannies of our hearts and our souls. It is a moment to let the noise of the outer world fall away and be only with yourself. Perhaps you've forgotten how. Perhaps you've spent so much time living outside your skin that the interior spaces feel odd or dusty. The moon soothes. Let there be light within you. This is a time to come to know yourself without judgment and without purpose. This is a time to curl into the cocoon of your own being. Everything that we did today in our practice was really very much geared around soothing your nervous system, quieting any anxiety, opening yourself up to the potential of being with yourself. So as we spend this last little drop of time together, really just ease into that space. Full breath, relaxed body, gentle mind, open and engaged heart. If you are supine, you can start to kind of wiggle your fingers and toes. Okay, take a sigh and start moving the body, getting it to wake up enough so that eventually you can come up into your seat. Good. Inhale and reach your arms up. As you exhale, we're going to do something different. Bring your left hand down. Stem through the palm, but don't let it touch the ground. Bring your right hand, let it curl over so your fingers are above your ear, and just gently bend the head to the side. Release as you inhale, bring your hands up. As you exhale, switching sides, bringing the right hand down with the palm extended. Bring the left hand to the side of the head and just gently take it. Good. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, wrap yourself up in a loving embrace. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, hands, heart center. The inner light in me sees and honors the inner light in each and every one of you. Namaste.